Right around the country, Wakey Wakey. It is Danny Lakey, 131060.
This is not a practice warning, not a drill.
The following content is about to get a little loose. It may contain traces of sexual nature and nuts. You've been warned.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Sex.
Let's have sex.
I had sex with her.
And life.
I'm gonna live my life.
With Dr. Nikki Goldstein.
Saucy alert. Hello, Dr. Nikki Goldstein.
Hello, Danny Lakey.
What's gotten into you? You got a glass of rosé out there. You're wearing your headphones back to front.
Well, I don't want to ruin my hair because I'm going to do some videos after this. So
I see what's going on.
yeah, I need to look purty.
Okay. Let's talk fetishes.
Oh.
Let's talk deep, dark fetishes. I got the idea because Chrissy Teigen was on Ellen DeGeneres 24 hours ago, and she expressed that she had a terrible, heinous feet. Have a listen.
I have horrible feet. Now you're all gonna look at my feet. No, don't please. I have like Asian jungle feet. Like we're meant to climb trees. I used to have it in my Sports Illustrated contract that no feet. Like I would bury them in the sand. Oh my God, this is gonna be a thing now.
So I was checking this out on Twitter. And I mean, as you know,
you
we've
were
said it
perving
many
on her
times.
feet?
Well, I make no secrets that I've got a little bit of a foot fetish. Slight attraction to the old high heel. Doesn't matter. Get around me. Come at
That's
me, bro.
a shoe fetish, not necessarily a foot fetish.
Well, I run the rack. I
Okay.
stay within both. I mean, I'm happy with a shoe on, shoe off, really. I'll take anything. Beggars can't be choosers. I'm not alone, though. I mean, it is the number one most common fetish in the world. One Twitter user asked, "Why don't you like this beautiful pair of feet?" With a couple of emojis, and then another exclaimed, "Those
Wait, and
feet
sent
are
them a photo
adorable."
of you a photo of their feet.
No, they were saying this to Chrissy Teigen.
Oh,
They were saying
I
this
thought
to
you meant
Chrissy
someone's
Teigen.
tweeting in you sending photos of feet. I'm like, hey,
Oh,
things are heating up in here.
Please, at Danny Lakey with a double Y at the end. Please. Yeah, but I mean, my point is that I'm not alone. Plenty of people say Chrissy Teigen's feet are gorgeous, despite Chrissy Teigen hating her feet, having a little clause in her modelling contract that they can't show her feet.
Well, apparently I've got someone on Instagram that thinks that I would have the prettiest feet.
Oh.
And I've got to say, I've got pretty feet. I do. That's the one thing that I'm
Give us
I'm
a look.
happy.
Are you wearing
I'm
open
wearing
toes?
sneakers. Nah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't see. But I think fetishes is an interesting one because you always talk about having this shoe fetish and this foot fetish. But it's not necessarily a fetish if it's something that happens every so often. So if it's not required to get you off all the time, then people would argue, is it a fetish or is it just something that you enjoy every so often? But you find there are people, whether it's a body part, whether it is an inanimate object, like shoes, like clothing, that they require that thing either in their hand or masturbating over to get sexually aroused. Now, the interesting thing about this is we don't know why. There's all these different theories out there, but no one's actually said, okay, we've agreed, this is why it happens. So there's one person that says it's to do with a positive experience in your childhood with that inanimate object. Now, I've always loved shoes, right? I've always had positive experiences. Ooh, I just spat on the
Don't spit
microphone.
on that microphone.
There's a fetish for someone. But I've always had positive experiences with shoes when I was growing up. I got into my mum's shoes. I played dress-ups. I don't have a shoe fetish.
Oh.
So whilst it might work for somebody in their theory, it's not necessarily that blanket example of how a fetish occurs.
I don't believe that one either, as a matter of fact, 'cause I remember I had nightmares of feet stories as a child. I used to get cracked heels, and my mum used to rub Sudocrem on my feet. Sudocrem. When I was about 8 years old, I hated it. Didn't like creams and stuff. So that was a very traumatic experience for me. So that goes against the whole theory. You know what I think is the foot fetish theorem?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to say this without sounding creepy, but put it this way. It's the last part of a body that you'd be allowed to touch, but you're not really allowed to touch. So say I wanted to come up to you and tap you to get your attention. Obviously, I can't tap you on the boobs. Obviously, I can't tap you on the, or obviously I can't tap you on the nether regions or the bum or whatever, right? Obviously, everyone knows that.
But you can touch my feet?
If no, I couldn't. That's the last bit. I mean, technically, I could pat you on the head, and you'd probably be like, "All right, that's a bit weird," but you wouldn't think anything of it, really. I could tap you on the shoulder. You'd be like, "Oh, hey." I could tap you on the arm quickly. You'd be like, "Oh, hello." I could tap you on the leg, almost. If I went and tapped you on the foot, you'd be like, "What the hell? Get away from me!" It's the last bit of forbidden fruit.
I'd be like, can you give me a pedicure while you're down there?
Oh.
And a foot massage. Oh, no, we're going into fetish territory.
I mean,
Abort mission.
The thing is, you don't decide your fetishes. The fetishes choose you.
Exactly, but I also think sometimes it's a matter of this issue of taboo, and we've spoken about this a lot previously, that for somebody they might go, having a foot fetish or a shoe fetish is not, in inverted commas, the norm, therefore it excites me. But I actually think that we need to stop obsessing with the why and work out how it fits in someone's life, because previously, in years gone past, certain fetishes were seen as a mental illness. there was a diagnostic criteria to say that somebody was mentally unwell if they had various fetishes and obsessions with inanimate objects sexually. Nowadays, it's not considered a mental issue unless somebody decides that having that particular fetish interrupts with their everyday living. So that's when someone needs to go, this doesn't work for me. I have this desire, I have this fetish. However, this interferes with my everyday life. It's not a mental illness, but it does need to be something that's worked on. Because if, say, you have a fetish of dressing up in women's clothing and it doesn't work for you and your partner's not comfortable with it and you're actually not comfortable with it, then we got to do something about that.
Well, I'm glad that I don't have a foot fetish. It's just a hobby. I can put it on my Tinder account now.
It's not a hobby. It's just an every so often sexual
I don't
enticement.
require it. I'm not going to roll over and die and never be able to have sex again if everyone's feet are amputated tomorrow. It's not going to happen.
But if you do start coming in here in a pair of high heels and strutting around, then...
Well, sometimes I paint my own toenails just to pretend. Just to pretend. Hey, if you've got a question to Dr. Nikki, 131060. She's a relationship expert and sexologist. So whether it's to do with fetishes, whether a relationship that you've got at the moment, whether it's something to do with flirting, techniques, I don't know, anything really.
Anything you want.
Bumps on your nips.
Bumps.
Just don't know. Just don't know.
That I was going to say, see a doctor. If you've got the bumps on the necks, don't call in. Call the GP.
Well, don't jump to conclusions. There's plenty of little bumps and lumps that we can get her on the show. 131060 if you want to give Dr. Nikki and us a call. Get your questions live on the air next around the country. Wakey Wakey. It's Danny Lakey.